Hey everybody, welcome to the Fresh Focus Sports Podcast Live. This is episode 2 we are doing here in the quarantine, and this second episode is big time. This man has 1.4 million followers on Instagram. If you follow basketball, you know this man very well. His name is Lethal Shooter. He's one of the best shooting coaches in the world. He's a knockdown shooter. I've seen it myself up close and personal filming him. You got to get a hand in his face or that is a bucket. I do a lot of content with him for Fresh Focus Sports, and he was gracious enough to come on. And basically what I wanted to help is there's a lot of hoopers that follow us. There's a lot of high school hoopers that follow us because we do a lot of high school hoops content. And there's no better person to come on who's as creative as him and hardworking as him and diligent as him, where he could really, speak to the hooper of, hey, if I was at home, stuck at home, I'd be doing, 1,000 form shots on my couch or whatever it is. He's the type of dude that's always working on his craft. So I thought it would be awesome to bring him on, shed some knowledge during this time while people are stuck inside, and then also just, have him tell his story a little bit and have him talk about the art of shooting, which he always loves to do. So without further ado, here is Lethal Shooter. Lethal, what's good, bro?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, man. Just chilling in the house.
I know you're a positive dude. What do you? How are you making the most of this quarantine time?
Man, I'm using, like you said, positive, man. I'm using this time to grow. There's different areas in my life where I wanted to get better and other things that I wanted to accomplish. So I'm able to do that right now with all this free time. Unfortunately, it's definitely messing up my routine as far as like being a trainer and helping people around the world with the art of shooting. But it's been a blessing to just give out free shooting tips on my page, and I actually have been answering a lot of stuff that people have been tagging me. So it's just a blessing to just use this time to grow in other areas of life.
That's awesome, man. So, our page, we do a lot of documentary content. We got a lot of high school hoopers that follow us, whether they're on right now or they're going to check back in a little bit when we save this. What's some of your advice for a young hooper that's on the grind, that wants to work hard right now, but they're stuck in their house? What's some advice you could give them?
The advice that I can give is, like we say, use this time to get better. Don't make excuses. So let's say like you don't have a basketball court in the front yard or in the house. You still have your basketball. You know what I mean? And if you don't have a basketball, you can make a basketball out of clothes. You can make a basketball out of socks. And just work on your jab step. Work on your pump fake. Work on walking into your jump shot in the house. Work on rhythm drills where you can literally lay in the bed, put the ball through your legs like this, or get the basketball, shoot on your back. There's so much stuff that you can do as far as to try to stay ahead of the curve while you're in the house. If you live in an apartment complex and you can't dribble the basketball, you can do drills throwing the ball around your waist, throwing the ball around your legs, and doing different things just so when you do get back on that basketball court, man, you won't lose as much. There's people with basketball courts that even when they go back and play, their rhythm is going to be a little bit off because they probably haven't been playing 5-on-5, but you won't be too far away from the curve if you continue to just work on your game. Don't make excuses at home, man. You got to figure out some different ways to work on your game.
So the next thing I wanted to talk about, I've seen it firsthand, just how you work with just as a trainer, how much consistent work you put in. You're a dude that's just nonstop. For when you were competing as a pro ball player, as a college ball player, a high school ball player, how many hours, try to put it in perspective for some of these kids that are upcoming on the grind, how many hours did you think that you put into just your jump shot? Not even to every other part of your game, whether it be practice on defense, just your jump shot, you personally, how much work did you put in?
Well, when I was in college, I was blessed to have the best managers in the world. So I would literally wake up in the morning and shoot, go to class, and at lunch, I would skip lunch. And I would shoot with one of the managers. His name was Eric Doyle, and there's another manager named Mike. And I would shoot with them at lunchtime. Then in the afternoon, we would have practice, and I was able to basically have my shot the way I wanted to have it in practice. And I did that basically my whole senior year in college, and that's why I was #1 in Atlantic 10 and threes made and top 5 in the nation. when I was a pro, it was just endless. Like, I would wake up in the morning and shoot, at lunch everything gets back going again, your education is most important. You know, make sure you handle yourself and understand your books are the number one priority. But on your downtime, that's not the time to just hang out on the block or just play video games or just hang out. You can use that time to work on your craft. So when you step on the court, man, you're literally murdering everybody.
And then what do you see from NBA players? Kind of the same thing, a little bit of a follow-up to that in terms of the work ethic. What are some of the things that you see that even make you go, wow, like, man, this dude just puts in nonstop work? Like, I just want to have these guys kind of get in perspective. When I was a high school athlete, I don't think I understood how dedicated these guys were until I filmed them and got around them and was like, whoa, it's nonstop.
Yeah, no, man, like, you know, you were able to be with me that one day when you just saw how I was training, and I drove here and did that. So it's a lot of stuff that people don't see. So let's say the average NBA player, he might wake up at 7 in the morning, eat breakfast with his family, leave for practice, have weights, have to do his dribbling coach workout, have to do his shooting coach workout, then have to do his weights, and then right again at night, he might shoot again, go back home, have dinner, spend time with his family. The next day, the same thing, and do that while handling business as well. So if you want to be an NBA player or a pro, because it's all the same, it's just a money difference. So if you want to be a pro or somebody excellent in life, you got to learn how to multitask your time. You got to know how to balance your time. And a good example is, you know, I had so much going on. Sometimes I don't even do that well. So my fiance bought me a little book. And I've been writing down what my day is supposed to look like. And once I finish everything off, I just check it off. And once you're able to balance your time as a person, it not only will it help as a pro, it will help in life. It will help with a regular job. It will help you accomplish different things in life so you won't be skipping out on things that can make you successful.
That's awesome, man. I think that's great advice, man. I think that's great advice because at this time, there's no excuses for people to do little things like that. Get organized, make a checklist. You know, like that's a perfect time for that. So we're gonna wrap up. I know you got a little one at home, so your time's valuable. But I want you to give us. I know you always talk about the art of shooting. So this is a personal list, but give me your 5 shooters that your best shooters of all time that you've seen. Or actually not that you've seen, just of all time.
I think it's Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Ray Allen, Trae Young, and man, it's tough. Kevin Durant.
That's a hell of a list.
I'm gonna do another. I'm gonna make it a little bit more longer, like Reggie Miller, Rip Hamilton, Peja Stojakovic, Allen Houston, Larry Bird. These guys were snipers to me, man. And if it wasn't for players like that laying the foundation for me, I don't even know if I would be a lethal shooter, you know. And when I was younger, you know, of course, Trae Young and Steph Curry and Klay and KD wasn't who they are today. But if it wasn't for the Rays and the Rips and the Larry Birds and the Dennis Scotts and all those people laid the foundation, I don't think I would be such a fanatic to shooting, you know, and watching those players, especially when I was younger, like I would try to be just like Ray Allen, you know, and he has those big old calves. I remember I used to do toe raises and stuff, so it's just, those are the people that I look up. So if you're following this live right now, whoever you look up to in life, you know, memorize that person. Figure out how that person became successful, but remember who you are. You're trying to lay a foundation for yourself. You know what I mean? So if you want to be the next lethal shooter, see what I'm doing, but remember, start your legacy as well. You know what I mean? Because everybody out there is capable of excellence, and that's why I feel I am who I am today, because I saw Ray Allen put in the work. I saw Larry Bird put in the work. And when I say put in the work, I don't mean watching them train. I see when I was watching the games and stuff, or watching the pre-recorded stuff, and it's just, they were never satisfied, you know. And if you're watching this live, don't ever get satisfied. Let's say your goal is to make $100,000. Once you make $100,000, it's not over. You got to make $200,000. Once you get that A+, figure out another way to get the A++. You know what I mean? Don't ever be satisfied, and that's why looking up to those type of shooters. You see me, when I do shooting videos, I might make 20, 30, 40 in a row, and I'm like, fuck, damn, I'm missing 40.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So,
always chasing perfection.
you always got to chase perfection, because when you look up and you're done, you're like, now I feel great. Now we got it done, man. So, so that's just basically my outlook on shooters.
All right, man. And then last thing, I know you kind of actually did show us drills already, but if you were a high school hooper stuck in your house, if there was one drill you would work on today, what would it be? What would you do sitting around today?
So if I didn't have a court in the house, I don't think if anybody saw, I did a recent post yesterday. I had a hanger, and I put the hanger on the door. I remember I actually used to get suspended a lot, and I used to be at home. My mom, I couldn't go outside. And I would literally be in a room doing that with my sock. You know what I mean? And if you feel like you're stuck in the house, like I said, get your basketball, lay on your back, form shoot, and pick a spot on the ceiling. Don't hit the ceiling, but pick a spot on that ceiling and try to every single time hit that direct spot every single time. Work on your jab step in the house, like I said before. Work on your pump fake. Work on drills going behind your back. If your parents allow you to dribble in the house, that's another good thing. You can do dribbling drills. If your parents will allow you to basically, a lot of homes are different. If your parents will allow you to throw the balls off the wall, throw yourself chest passes. If you have a brother or sister, use your brother or sister to help you as well. Throw your brother or sister the chest pass, and when they throw you the pass back, you can walk into your pass and act like you're shooting. Or if you have a brother or sister or a family member or uncle or cousin, make that person check you in the house and drive past that person and different things of that nature. So don't look at this time as like, man, I'm just stuck in the house. Look at this time as like, hey, this is a restart to my life. What was I doing wrong that I can water it up so that seed can grow? And this time right here, if you have the type of mind that can understand what it takes to win, there's no way in a month and a half, all of us sit in the house, we don't come up with all this crazy stuff that can change the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah,
that's awesome, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate your time.
Nah, absolutely. Let's see what some of these comments.
Dude, a lot of people are asking where your bald head is, man. That was April Fool's. Check his post.
That was April Fool's, man. Hey, you helped me do that video.
Yeah, check the latest post.
Everybody right now, go check my latest post. So many people were saying they didn't have basketball courts, so stay tuned. I'm working with a manufacturer right now. The basketball courts actually cost $12. And I'm going to buy them for $12, but I'm probably going to try to sell them a little bit more cheaper. And I'm going to probably send like 200 basketball courts to my followers. So you guys stay tuned with that. We're trying to figure that out right now. They're going to be stay locked in basketball courts.
That's dope.
Because so many people are just like, man, we need basketball courts. We need basketball courts. So I'm going to send people basketball courts, man. Let's see what these comments are saying, man. Somebody said, I got hair, guys. I got hair.
Yeah, I think also, before we let you go, I think also Hooper's YouTube is at your fingertips. Watch as much film on all those guys that Lethal just talked about. He just named 10 shooters. You could learn so much from just watching 15 minutes on Ray Allen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I have to update my YouTube a little bit more. But if you need some shooting tips, man, my YouTube, I basically was dropping so many gems for free. And if a lot of people don't know this on our platform, we're not selling stuff. Every tip that we give out is free, man. So make sure you check out my YouTube and check out the page for tips that you can do in the house. And I might go on live today and just give out some free workouts. So stay tuned for that. For real.
That's dope, man.
This live gave a lot of knowledge, man. Thank you so much, Jacob. Dribbling in the house is the way to go.
Yeah. If you got the parents that are cool with it.
Hey, look, don't get in trouble by your parents or somebody. If you're dribbling in the house, don't say Lethal Shooter told you to do it.
Exactly.
Seriously.
Blame it on Fresh Focus. They don't want to know who we are.
Yeah, but everybody go check out Fresh Focus right now. Me and him have collabed on so many projects. We've collabed with Drake. We've collabed with Candace Parker. We've collabed with French Montana. This guy's one of the best cameramen in the world and one of the best minds in the world. We were working together for about a year and a half. And I just want you guys to go check out his page. He has some rare content that a lot of pages don't have. He has posts from like 98 Stephon Marbury in the 4th grade. So everybody go check out his page as well. And everybody go to his recent posts and show love to his page. Everybody go to Fresh Focus Sports and go check out his page. He's
Appreciate
one of my
that.
good friends, and he's always there for me. I call him at 3 in the morning and say, hey, I got an idea. Let's go shoot. He's all right, let's go.
Yo, appreciate it, bro. You've always shown love, man. That's real, man. Thank you for being so positive and helpful and inspiring to other people trying to make it as well. Thank you.
Man, of course, man. Keep doing your thing, man. And you know I'll be calling you in a few. I need your help.
Definitely. Thank you, bro.
All right, bro.
Peace. Thank you guys for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Any fans that didn't know us, just check us out with Fresh Focus Sports. We do a lot of sports content, documentaries, and stuff like that. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in. We're gonna go live again on Monday with Will Harris from Anatomy of a Fighter. Will's got over 400,000 YouTube subscribers. If you're a filmer and you're trying to learn how to get it done in an entrepreneurial way, Will is the man. So definitely check that out. All right, everybody. Thank you, guys. Definitely check us out. Fresh Focus Sports. We're on YouTube as well. Peace.